And hi again, folks. Welcome to the Shell Buzzy House Smart Coffee Break, we call it. And with me today, another little guy. You've seen his face before, Bill Hammond. And Bill Hammond is with our Shell Buzzy's House Smart Home Improvement Division and working for Keelan Contracting. And I'll tell you, folks, they are busy right now. And some of the things that's happening, especially with the dry spell that we've had all across Western Canada. And one of the things that came up just yesterday, and I was going to ask you, how did you make out in that call where that house was settling?
Well, I went to a call yesterday, Shell, that I always think I know the answers to everything. And I went into the gentleman's house, into his office, in fact, and he said, "Oh, my floor is settling," and I'm thinking it's rot, as you well know.
Yeah.
The water, the wood joists have rotted out. So I move a bit of furniture, look around, and I get down on my hands and knees.
You get down on your hands and knees? Not in a crawl space.
Yes. And then I laid. And I put my hand between the wood subfloor / carpet. And I put my hand under it, and the floor was sinking. The foundation had sunk at least 1.5 to 2 inches, and the wall, the bottom of the wall was still at the right height, and the baseboard hadn't moved or cracked.
And what did you do?
I called Shell Buzzy.
You know, folks, when in doubt, don't pout, let Shell help you out. That's what happens. We've got all of that available to you. But you know, one of the interesting things, it just so happened we had 3 of those calls yesterday, one of which you called in. And folks, you have to understand something, and that is hydraulics. Hydraulics is very, very simple. You compress a piston and you relieve it, then that piston's either going to fall back, or if you add fluid, it's going to shove ahead. Just like a piston in an automobile, okay, or brakes on a vehicle. Any of these items really creates a real meaning behind housing, because the foundation is sitting down firmly on what we call the hard pan.
Yes.
That is, if there is hard pan there. Because in a lot of cases, folks, preparing the hole for the footings to build the foundation and the home on happens to be filled up in order to level up with some not so good fill. Okay? It could be a stump. It could be a soft spot, so it was filled in with could be sand, it could be soil of any nature. And what happens, the water hydraulics takes over. That's why we put drains around homes, because the drains take the water away, put it into the storm sewer system, and hauls it away to the lakes or the streams. That's why you should never put any of those items of environmentally concern down those drains. Boy, don't ever put anything down there but water. Okay, so keep the water flowing. But the water over the last couple of months is pretty doggone dry. Like we're in almost a semi-deserty area across the prairies, and certainly, who would ever thought almost 2 months in Vancouver that no rain. So that material being water that's pushing up and supporting the foundation footing all of a sudden is giving away. Now the rot that was being supported with the water is now squashing with the weight under the concrete footing and foundation wall, and down it goes. So now you've got, if I can show my fist, can you see my fist there?
Yeah.
And then you've got, over top of that wall, you've got your joists. And those joists now, if the wall goes down and the joist stays, that's where you said you can shove your fingers in there.
There's where my hand went in.
Well, this joist now may be cantilevered out over the main beam wall, which is down the crawl space. So what's happening is hydraulics are taking the brunt of the weight, but once there's no water to support that structural stability or taking that brunt of weight, down it goes. And from that point, I suggested to you, this better get one of our professional people out, which we have on the Shell Buzzy House Smart Home Services, what's called concrete foundation pinners,
Yeah.
and they go down and actually pin. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. That was just something I brought up, that Bill went out and achieved the ultimate, and that was to feed back the information to our office, where I was available to take
Yeah.
over from that point as far as inquiry. But tell me, what's new in decks?
Well, decks are always improving.
Sun decks, that is.
Yeah, sun decks are always improving, as you know. What we're seeing a lot more of is what they call a composite deck. And a composite deck is plastic and some ground wood. It's been on the market for about 5 to 6 years, and you don't have to paint it, you don't have to stain it. On the stairs, it's anti-slip, so when you're walking down and it's raining or it's wet, you don't slip and slide and fall down.
And you don't. The nice thing about no painting, no staining.
Unbelievable.
And you know what came out this year, folks? They even brought a composite deck cleaning material to clean it, and the base of it is hydrogen peroxide.
Oh,
And boy, does it take the dirt off and the grease off and all the rest of it off. But you're back to original. You know, so many people that come in and say, Shell, what's the best stain that I can put on my deck? And then they say, that will stay. So tell me about the wood decks. What are you doing there?
Well, we're doing pressure-treated decks, of course, and people put those down because they can abuse that deck, as you know. They don't stain it, they don't paint it, they don't do anything, they just beat it up. And then I think at one point in time they have to put some type of a stain on it because it's cracking and splitting. Cedar decks are the same. They're a beautiful deck, but they need maintained, and I know that you're going to tell us exactly what we have to do to them. But a lot of people abuse wood decks and they don't maintain them, and then they get really crummy and bad looking in 5 years. And whereas the composite deck, that's where it starts to shine.
That's where it really, and you know, really, when it comes to putting a finish on a wood deck, first of all, folks, that question that I asked us a moment ago, what is the best stain to use that will stay? There isn't one. There isn't a stain that will stay on pressure-treated wood that's going to stick around for any length of time. And as far as cleaning it, you've got to clean it first. You can use my cleaning formula, that's the powdered, the Shell Busy cleaning formula, or you can use one of the new wood wash deck stains for a wood deck and get down to the surface that you can stain or finish. And you know, there's millions and millions of dollars spent on deck stains every year, that every year it's redone.
Yes.
You know, and I simply say to people, even if we could give you a stain that would last 3 years, let's say 3 years, every 3 years you end up staining. By the time you strip the deck, sand the deck, prepare the deck, wash the deck, and get it ready for the stain,
Yes.
and all the time spent waiting on the weather to straighten itself out, either too hot or wet,
Yes.
you get the stain on, and when it's too doggone hot, what happens? It peels. If it goes on when it's too wet, it still peels.
Yep.
So every 3 years, you're redoing that. Well, you take every 3 years, that's 3 times in 9 years.
Yes.
So let's say 10 years, you stretch it.
Yep.
Well, then why don't you take those 3 times, take the cost of your labor, your time, your finish. When in doubt, don't pout, let Shell help you. Remember when I said that?
Yep.
Buy the composite deck in the first place. That way you don't have to be doing it. You can enjoy having your favorite brew
Yes.
on a deck that you just have to wash every summer.
Yeah.
So decks now, how many of these composite decks did you do this year compared to wood decks?
Probably 3 times as many composites to wood.
So you're out there selling the features.
I sell them, even when we do a vinyl deck, and I know you're going to talk about those, but if we do stairs, I always promote putting composite treads on the stairs going down. Of course, the people don't know what that is, and I explain myself, and then I tell them that it's anti-slip, there's no maintenance, and you just have to clean it, and well, I'd say 9 times out of 10 we sell that.
Good, better, best. Why worry about the rest? When the good is better, the better is best. That's what I say.
Amen.
So way to go. Amen. Right. All right. Well, you know, that again, it gets into decks, folks. And the reason why I wanted to talk to Bill about decks today was the fact that we're now almost into September.
Yeah.
And September means that not too far around the corner, it's fall. Halloween's here.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's getting a little wet, damp,
Yeah.
crummy.
Looking for leaky decks.
Looking for leaky decks. So vinyl decks, absolutely, if you want storage underneath.
Yes.
A drip-through deck doesn't
Yep.
work with vinyl. Vinyl doesn't work with a drip-through
Yep.
deck. So really, decks are something that you want to get out there and get ready. And I had a chap phone me the other day, and he says, Shell, do I have to clean the deck before I stain it? I said, no, but don't stain it.
Yeah.
He said, well, no, I want to stain it. I said, well, you got to clean it then.
Yeah.
It's all that. It's just that easy. And you know, the interesting thing, sometimes I know you can get away with it because you go out and talk with experience, but the average Joe can't get away with it in the building
Yep.
supply store
Yep.
because all of a sudden, those young people don't know anything.
Yeah.
The young people are learning, folks.
Yeah.
They're learning by listening to shows of this nature. The Coffee Break. What about kitchens and baths?
We're doing lots of bathrooms, obviously. As you know, it seems like we do one a month. In fact, I was just talking to the owner, Keith, about we're doing 3 bathrooms in one house. And we're starting that next week. So bathrooms are always nice to do because people like them. They
Okay.
like the finishing. They like the new products. We put in, of course, the Sluter product
Yeah.
with the membrane, and the people don't have to worry about water leaks or the grout cracking after.
You do it the right way.
Yeah, we do everything. We've all got our tickets for all that stuff. And bathrooms are growing in the sense that people want laminate countertops are out, and more.
That's the Arborite, the Thermite, and
Yeah.
the Nevermar, and
Yeah,
all those things.
and the granite, I'll call the
Yeah.
undermount sinks are the popular things with the ceramic tile back.
And Morgan will be our producer, folks. Morgan, the great guy. He's going to be putting different slides in here showing you the different items that Bill is talking about, like the composite decks, and we were talking today, and laminate and marbles and all the rest
Yes.
of it. But, it's really interesting that when you say you got 3 bathrooms and that you're doing up, and it's not unusual for people to phone the office here and say, do you do bathrooms? Yes. Shell Buzzy's Home Improvements certainly do bathrooms. Are they busy now? Yes, they are busy now. And how many bathrooms? Well, I just bought the place and it has to have the bathroom done before I move out of the one that I'm in now. So, that can be all scheduled.
Yep, of course.
So it's just that easy. So, folks, what I want to leave this coffee break with, I want you to be aware, all across Western Canada, we do have services that do provide that referral. For example, Saskatchewan, we get involved with people that are very much involved in the bathroom, bath fitter, for example, is the name. But here in Greater Vancouver, this man right here is one of Keith Araki's Keelan Contracting, who operates the Shell Buzzy Home Improvement Division, and he is the owner of the Shell Buzzy HouseSmart Home Improvement business. Has people like Bill to come out and talk to you and take care of your requests and get the job done right
Yes.
the first time. God, I'm starting to sound like what's that fellow's name? That big tall guy that's on TV. Oh gosh!
The only tall guy I know is Shell Buzzy.
There you go. There's only one. But anyway, folks, I was talking about Mike Holmes. If you
He's not tall.
No, he's not. Not beside me, he's not. But in any event, folks, you have a great day. Thanks for watching the Coffee Break, and we will be back with more Coffee Breaks as the show goes on. So don't forget, askshell.com. It is just that easy.